gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for the Men in Black. How to become an MIB agent. My name is Agent PK. This is my good friend here,
Agent J.
And we want to talk to you about, it's not just become an agent, but also to cosplay and basically enjoying the franchise and what we represent. We are a costuming group and make people aware that we're just cosplaying the franchise. So, anyways, what we have here is a plethora of props. We're going through them after a little while. But for the time being, how I started out with the Men in Black, how I got into it. Well, back in the first movie that came out in 1997, Men in Black started for everybody else. And as you all know, that just, movie started, but then there is a promotional material for Ray-Bans. And let me tell you about those Ray-Bans. They're slightly expensive. They're over $100. I saw that, as a kid, and I was like, I wish I could afford them. Years later, when you have a job and you start to have adult money, you could basically just say, you know what, I'm going to splurge that money onto that childhood money, and you know what, you got yourself the glasses. But being that I'm nearsighted, I have to get prescription. And later on, over the years, after a couple years later, there's a company called Fuse Lenses. I was able to get lenses that are like the Ray-Ban glasses, but they made it through my prescriptions. Which I'm glad the 21st century is now caught up, where people like me with nearsighted can now use these sunglasses and feel like you're part of the whole Men in Black universe. So. That's how I started. I started off as a kid watching a movie, wishing I got those sunglasses, and then years later, I got the sunglasses, and then after a couple of years, a couple of months of saving, budgeting, you start to wonder, how can you get the sunglasses, where are you gonna start next? The suit. So the suit, you will see that, we have our suits, our 3-button suit. I'm gonna show you the details later on, but again, I'm going to tell you that after you get these parts, and then you start to have an idea that maybe we should have a partner, get somebody else involved, because you cannot go in solo. You cannot go into Men in Black, by yourself, because people will say, hey, you're by yourself. They think you're Secret Service. And then but with two people, they kind of we have reactions from over the crowd. They tell us that, oh, are you guys Blues Brothers? And I said, we're not Blues Brothers, we're just people that work in a funeral home. Yes, we do say that because we're not law enforcement. Some people say that we're CIA or Secret Service. We want to make sure to let everyone know, have a disbelief, and have people to divert themselves saying that we work in a funeral home. And they get people say, oh, I'm sorry, and they just leave. But if they know the franchise, if they said that we're Men in Black, we come up to you and say, thank you for recognizing us, and then we take pictures.
And then you use the neuralizer immediately.
We could bring neuralizer, and you know what? People love that, because everybody represent the franchise, and can see us, and we are very ecstatic that they know. People that don't know us see us as Secret Service, so just let everybody know that, always be aware. Never impersonate law enforcement. This is we are costuming. We're always going to be showing off that we are part of the franchise, and we love it. So let's see, next one. Okay, so let's talk about how District 1A is formed, because this whole panel is about not just how to become an MIB agent, but it's also part of District 1A. So Agent J here is going to tell us a little bit more about how the New York City District 1A is formed. Jay, take the platform.
Okay, back in late 1997, after I finished the movie itself, just as the customized MIB agent, what I started is that under the franchise of the suits that how they created and all. And once I filmed it and start wearing the suits, no matter where I go in New York City, people so recognize us and we I feel more comfortable and us and everything like that. So when my when I team up with my friend of mine, go by name of Agent K, not like Agent Agent K, but he
An agent before me.
and what he did was it's like we should walk as the we got the seriously the franchise and I will do anything. So we so as we did since we walk around the neighborhood with us rate that shit and everyone started like everyone started to recognize us and I say let's keep continuing this our franchise. So we started with the Pops and also original indie terrifies to represent everybody. That includes the neuralizer if we do it homemade. Back in the Y2K, which is 2000, when he was away doing a special mission, I had to do the solo mission. It's like, how can I do the franchise to my soul? I started the table cross, go to any cosplay event or non-cosplay event, and also go to performance for the first time back in 2002. I mean, my other friend, with my name Agent W, and when he met me back in 2002, when he decided to become an MIB agent because we still read other franchise and also do dance choreography together. So I was like, okay, so let me do big work. And he started in 2004.
Okay.
So
I'd like to explain a little bit more. Can you explain to the audience how do you get the name called District 1A?
Okay, the District 1A, as I keep walking around on the set, and all around New York City, either on the subway or look at the transit release, and once it originally said just released District 11, and I was thinking about with my old district, either in New York City, because that's my friend was like, District 1, we'll do District 1. I was like, how to put a little A into it? So that's how that's how I put District 1A to it, so that way it represents any other district, especially District 1A, because it actually happened in my hometown in New York, Fall Fibers in New York City district. So it's like, let's use District 1A, then everybody joins it, either the agency made the agreement, so I put District 1A. So that way we continue on the franchise, we respect the franchise, either the animated series that I saw back in 1997 all the way to 2000, all the way to 4 seasons. And then when it comes to Facebook wise, we made a company where we do our Facebook fan page. We go to computer do this setup for the just want to have Facebook, and I'll be posting everything like that. And what we did was that we work anytime, especially three-player suits, but also focus on either all the plots from all four franchises or anime series, or either that it did ask me when we do some MIB plots on my own, so let me just do some own. So that's just why I got all these plots I explained to you later, the original plots that I actually made.
All right, so next thing we're going to be talking about is, well, for me, I didn't know, we have a District 1A that's covers of the New York area. I'm from Long Island. I haven't known about him. I've known about him back in Prospect Park back in 2014, so it's been 12 years later. I started to see him, on Discovery Con, and then we started to partner up as Men in Black. Now, keep in mind, I didn't get all this gear, this whole outfit in just 1 year. No, this is all spans from back in 1997. Starting out with, I wish I could those sunglasses. I was a wee kid, I don't have a job, so. And later on, when I had adult responsibilities, I started to get the pieces little by little from budgeting. So I had the glasses made, not just the glasses that's exactly from the movie, but also prescription by Fuse, thank you, 21st century, thank you for that. And then I started buying the suit, and then the undershirt, and everything else. And I'm gonna show you in this laptop about the differences and also the accuracy, why I'm when you're part of the franchise, you want to commit to the franchise. And sometimes the accuracy can be expensive. That's why you kind of budget, from that childhood and made that commitment to now, 2026. So here you go. I want to show you a little bit. All right. So let's start with the suit. As you can see from the, you can see it, okay.
Yes.
So I have so many reference material. Let's start off with the men's. So let's start with the men's, the undershirt. All right, and I will show you, and you see this shirt, it has a pockets. So what I have here, I'm gonna model myself. You have a pocket here, your breast pocket, just like it is from here. And you saw this there's a line and a tip. You had to be very accurate. You had to really see the detail, and you know what? I have the detail right here, as you can see. And as well as you see there's two different ties. You have the 4 in the hand. When you try to tie a tie, there's an easy way, it's called 4 in the hand, or the half Windsor. And there's a different tie knots that we have here in this laptop that talks about this kind of thing. So that's the undershirt, but also the different ties, which is over here. And this is what you need to know about different ties. You have the half Windsor. You don't need to learn capsule, cape, the things you see in John Wick. The whole point of Men in Black is to not be as showy or not to show off your flair or style. We have to blend in and disappear in the surroundings. And you wouldn't even know. This is the thing that catches your eye. This is over here, we know that people are going to be like, okay, it's an ordinary tie. So you would prefer the 4 in the hand, half Windsor, and sometimes the Balthus. Okay, so that's the tie. And then we talk about the men's. We'll talk about the men's suits. So, let's see that this image right here is from Prop Store. They got this whole outfit from the original Men in Black before, Prop Store is famous for their, the stuff from the movie, and they sell it from the auction. But as you can see, they have 3 buttons in the chest. So as you can see that we have is 3 buttons. All right. When you button a 3-button suit, you button in the middle. The optional is that you can button at the very top, but you never button the bottom. When you're wearing a suit, the suit is basically a representation as a suit of armor. You come in to work, you come in to look good. You don't want to be sloppy, you want to be confident wearing a suit. So this is how I button my suit. My suit is always in the middle for the 3-button suit, and then you do the top button. But for a 2-button suit, you always button the top, but never on the bottom. Always leave the bottom off. It's a style, it's the 21st century. You don't button the whole thing. So that's a suit etiquette for that. And also, You'll go here. Sometimes you want to go an extra mile. Over here, the very back, you see that there's a single vent. So from that point, I went the extra mile to have a single vent, exactly like from that show. So you just have. Sometimes you couldn't find a suit that could fit your size. Sometimes you accommodate by having a 3-button suit, but without the back. But you know, it's hard to find a single vented with a 3-button suit because these are obsolete. Because nowadays the suit is now a 2-button suit with a double vent. But again, this is for a rider's vent. If you don't know about the single vent, originally it's used for horseback riding. That's how you drags off when you're sitting in the horse. Nowadays, with the double vent, you can sit down and it's more flexible, more like John Wick style. If you haven't known, you use a double vent because it's easier to pull, the weapon. So this is we could go over the suit over here for the Men in Black International. You can see that he has a Windsor knot on the necktie, as well as a 2-button. And now they disappeared the 3-button suit. Now they have the 2-button suit, which can be found over here. As you see that there's a 2-button right here. If you're like love to accuracy, you can also, like I said, in the Men in Black, you can wear a 3-button suit or a 2-button suit from the International, and again, it wouldn't have a single vent. It's important to always have a single vent for the Men in Black. So why is it single vent? Well, it's right here in the franchise. But this is the male side. Let's talk about the female. Now, how do you dress a female for the Men in Black? I'll give you an example. When you're dressing up the Men in Black for let's say, for Mali, for Mali. Okay, when you go to the headquarters here, this is what's the problem. That's how you find out, that's how the Men in Black find out that you're not an agent. That's because you're posed like an agent. You see that collar right here? It's very loose, it's not fitted. You have to have a crisp lines on the collar. The suit is fine, but the suit is loose. The neck collar is loose. The skirt is fine, it's under regulation, it's above the knee. This is good. But you tell from the sleeves, you see the doorman right here? The doorman checks. He may not be looking, but he checks. He knows exactly you're not a Men in Black. Look at how dirty the sleeves are, right here. It's folded. It has to be not folded, crisp and clean. Always button up. Always button up your jacket when you go into the headquarters. And this right here has to be quarter crisp, and the neck area has to be tighter, not loose. This is when you're becoming a Men in Black agent. See that? It's gone. This is clean. This is fitted. This is exactly what we're looking for. Crisp, collar, sharp. And most women wear double-breasted suit. It's not a 2-button suit. It's mostly reserved to males. We wear a 2-button or 3-button suit, but for women generally, they wear a double-breasted suit where it goes side to side. So you plan on cosplay for Men in Black? My recommendation is that, yeah, sure, you can wear like a dress shirt and be loose and stuff, but if you are a Men in Black purist, you can just dress up like more neatly, more fashionable, and a whole Men in Black attire. So, let's say about the shoes, right? All right. And you see about Mali, We don't generally use cufflinks. We use barrel cuffs, as you see over here. No cufflinks. But for females, you can wear a cufflink, a little decoration on the side, just to be fashionable. Women have more flexibility on the fashion wear for the men in black than us men, because we don't want to be showy. But for women, you can wear a fashionable jewelry. But overall, you don't wear jewelry. You don't wear necklaces. But you have the exception of wearing earrings. Over here. As you see from Men in Black 1, Agent L wears earrings. You can just wear a regular, circular, spheric object, like silver earring, that's fine. But most of the time when you see Men in Black for men, you see Will Smith, Agent J talk out the earrings off. So the only jewelry that we have for the Men in Black is the watches. And we'll talk about that. And as you go back to Molly again, I do apologize. You can wear high heels, as you can see over here. Now, that's dress shoes, as you wear normally, but also the high heels, as you see over here. And you see the heels right here. It kicks up. So that's how you become active. Oh yeah, let's go back to before she goes into the Men in Black headquarters and poses as a Men in Black agent. You can tell that shoelaces are untied. So you can tell that she was very sloppy when she goes to Men in Black headquarters. So you always, when you go to headquarters, you have to be neat. That's why when you go to headquarters and be neat, you notice that the first Men in Black, when they are drenched in, Edgar slime, you don't go out with headquarters looking like that. No. At the end of the show, they come into the headquarters, actually. They come into headquarters afterwards looking neat. So before you get into headquarters, always will go out inside the building neat. If you have a spare suit or you dry clean, you don't want to go out in slime, because if you go into those doors and you go into the elevators, you will either put in quarantine or you put in holding. So when you are out there, you always have to look your best, sharp. Otherwise, if you're Molly and you're seeing that you're sloppy, you know what happens. She's not. She's put in holding. And even for them, they would have been on holding, but they've cleaned their suit or replaced the suit. They have a spare suit. So that covers that. Now let's talk about our watches. Agent J here has a black banded watch, as you can see over here. And he wears. He also has another watch.
Yes.
We'll also talk about.
Yeah. While I was thinking about the Men in Black watches, because they're popular in I saw the flyer. There's Hamilton on it, because they actually made the Metro watch. I was like,
They make it Hamilton.
yes. And what they did was, it's like, I wish I could get one pretty soon. So we're 2019 here, so I showed my mother about it at the Hourglass at 34th Street, almost close to 6th Avenue. I told her I know how to change the wristbands, I know how to change batteries in the various sets. So she made a commitment, and I bought the watch for me, just right here. It comes with a case right here. It says Hamilton on it. And when it comes to the Metro watch is right in here. That's what this second looks like. It came with white though, but however, since I know how to change batteries and change wristbands, so I just changed the wristbands to the black leather to hold it. And that's how I watch this. And yes, you asked me they're expensive. Yes, they're expensive. It's like it takes a lot of months for years to convince my mother to buy this ring, and I'm very grateful for her.
Okay, so this watch usually runs for like $600 or $1,000 for this watch. This is a Hamilton official, watch that's used for reference for Men in Black. But what we have right now is a similar experiences of a watch. So as you see over here, we got these on eBay, and these are good up replicas. What we have eventually. Budget-wise, how it grows, over time, maybe I'll just, splurge a little to upgrade the watch. But for the time being, for the cosplay sake, this is a watch that we used. And this is a eBay one, and this one is automatic. You don't need to change the battery. You can just wind it and it will work. It's a great timepiece, and it's a unique piece because it is a triangle-looking piece. Now, I went the extra mile. As you know, that there was a leather band, but there's also, as you know, there's also that metal band. That stretchy band back for the Men in Black 3 with Josh Brolin that represented the whole back time in 1967. And what I have here is that exact band. I went through the extra mile of changing, yes, a good watch from eBay, but I went through the extra mile to make sure the band matches exactly from the movie. Now, I'm like 90% complete, as you can see. If you see over here, we're going to talk about the sunglasses later on. Let's talk about the shoes. The shoes, as you see over here, is a split toe dress shoes. Back in Men in Black 3, the split toe is a unique design, which I'm wearing right now, sporting a split toe fashion of the shoes, as you saw from Frank. So as you see closer, you see there's a split toe and there's a line right here in the middle. If you're committed to trying to do recreation of the Men in Black, you want to get these kind of shoes. Now, let's talk, and also like Men in Black 2, you can have a version where Jay almost steps on a cockroach and there's no line. So there's an option where you can wear what they call derby shoes or a split toe shoes. So he can wear right now a derby. Derby has no lines. So you have the flexibility of wearing a derby. We recommend derby, split toe, or Oxfords for men. And this is another one from Josh Brolin. This is a lot clearer image, I think. But you can see the split toe, faithful to the Men in Black 3. So it runs through this franchise from 1 to 3 using split toe. Now the third part is the sunglasses. Okay? The sunglasses that we have right now is not a Ray-Ban. This was used for Men in Black 3. This is Assault Optic sunglasses, not a Ray-Ban that he's promoting by Salt. And this is a Wyatt model. I don't have that model, but I have something similar. And these are the glasses. And I'll wear them because they are prescripted only to me. Now these glasses are more reddish in tint. They're not like G15s, as we talk about that later on. These are more reddish style, than traditional glasses. You can see over here, that light over here in the movie, you can tell it's red. And then that's why these red sunglasses, like that. And they're prescripted. I had to make sure that the optician matches the color of the lenses perfectly. So these are those lenses. Not to the same model, but as similar for cosplay. And let's talk about like these. So when you go to watch Men in Black 1, you see that they have I screenshot this so that exact model. This is the PS2, which is the Predator 2s. These are not just the Ray-Ban ones, these are earlier Ray-Ban ones. These are called the Bosch & Lombs. The Bosch & Lomb PS2, which can be found here. And you can tell that the temple itself says PS2 right there on the lenses. These are exactly like it is in the movie right here. And of course, these lenses are my prescriptions, and they're like this. And these lenses style are G15s. G15 means that there are gray greens. They're not just gray and black or grayish kind. No, these are gray greens because of the tint that they use on the lenses. And then Men in Black 2, you can tell Will Smith has also the G15. And you can tell from the lighting that it looks a little greenish and gray. If you are fixated on the color, you use the G15, which is also these sunglasses here. These are not the Predator 2s. No, he upgraded them called the Predator Js. And I will wear them right now. And these are prescripted. It's very thinner, but the color is unmistakable G15s. So, let's go over. We have G15s on the Men in Black, and you would think, you know, Men in Black versus G15s. That's not true, because back in the day, we go to Men in Black 3. With Josh Brolin. Now, his glasses are more brown tint, but you notice that there's double rivets on the temple and also on the edge of the glasses. And it's also brown too from the face. But as you keep looking through the video, you can tell from at that angle, it's not just brown, you can tell that it's also pink on the sunlight. And right out here, right now that I'm wearing today, all those very same glasses. The brown with they call these the amber pink F30. These are prescripted by a company called Fuse Lenses, and they make prescriptions and they tint those specific colors that have a mixture of brown and pink. So when you go to sunlight, you can see an angle of pink. Exactly what Josh Brolin wore for Men in Black 3. There's another side angle, and this is when he was talking to young child of APJ. And that concludes with the whole sunglass portion. Okay, so with the reference out of the way, let's talk about props. Okay, let's talk about what we do. Okay, aside from the props, we have adventures. Let me show you a quick video. We did events like the Holiday Train in New York City, and this is what a friend or a random stranger did for us while we were in the train. In Mount Vernon, and here is us 360. Yep. With his props. have a lot of people just want to take pictures of us, and we have a lot of people just say, oh, they love Men in Black. That's the whole point. We bring back the franchise of
Run through
1997.
public
We
with
missed
really
that part.
frantic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, with the subway, so the subway line, and that was like part of it. You can show one of the photos.
So this is the Halloween parade that we went. This is when we meet the train guy who did the voice of what's
Start blur the closing doors, please.
that's him.
Yes,
That
walking.
was the guy. And we met him in a random holiday trade, and guess what? You are the Rocket
Walker,
Raccoon.
yup.
Of course, there's me in it, sporting the Predator 2s, and him, and also Jay. Did you see him? He's also sporting the Predator 2s as well.
Man, imagine being the voice of
Mhm. Yeah, we have fun.
And not just that, let me talk to you about the sunglasses, why it's important. The sunglasses right now, we know that during the summer, there's always UV rays that are gonna cause a lot of cataracts. So when you get sunglasses, you always have to make sure it passes through the UV. So what I have is a UV light. And I'm giving you guys an example why it's important. UV. Let's say, for instance, I'm going to use my my driver's license, and as you see the driver's license, you notice that when you pass through the UV light, there is like a UV reaction to it. Let's say, like so. You see that little UV reaction. So if I put my glasses to that, and you want to put that near the UV, it's hard to do with one hand, by the way. But essentially, you test this sunglasses and make sure it doesn't see or appear a UV light through those lenses, because that way, when you're wearing sunglasses and you want to get the appropriate sunglasses during the summer, you don't want to have something that hits with the UV light to your eyes and causes cataracts. You have other sunglasses that cheap manufacturers, but you have to make sure when you have a UV light, you want to go through the sunglasses. All of my sunglasses you see over here, you will never see a UV light passing through the driver's license, for example, so you know these are good quality sunglasses. See, I put my UV light into the sunglasses and you will not see them. Of course, you can see it peaking because I'm shifting the sunglasses, the lens, but when you put it here on the lens, you notice that you won't see a light going past through the lens, and you know it's good to wear for safety. So it's not just fashionable, but also it protects your eyes when during the summer. You wear this everywhere. This I'm always gonna be, in prison, but also it's fashionable. I like it. This is my commitment of wearing these sunglasses everywhere in the summer. This is one of those things I want to talk about, and also, trips like you see other Men in Black groups. Over here, you see the original Ford LTD, and we met a friend of ours who's another Men in Black agent from Connecticut. His name is Agent C, and he has the original Ford LTD from the original franchise of 1997. And this is a picture that was taken. Of course, we did a picture over at Battery Park as the Men in Black. There you go. And before it was Men in Black, I wanted to share with you, that was me. Back in 2014, I didn't know who there was a Men in Black person until I met Agent J. And you know what? 12 years later, he's still the same character, same person as he ever was. I've always changed different outfits, but I got into Men in Black, from then on. Every time I partner with him, Men in Black. So as you can see, he made these handmade guns. This is us. And of course, 12 years later, bam, this is us. But for Agent C, we went to St. George Theater for a meetup. So we contacted other Men in Black groups around the world. Well, hopefully local around the around the United States. But you can see we're here by the George Theater, and this was taken about a few months ago. And we're here walking around. Us again with the Ford LTD. The next member you see next to Agent C is Agent MJ. And you see us here, through the door. All four of us, four inside the LTD. And this was taking place in the Empire Diner. You can see, you can imagine how many looks that we get having to us in 4 suits. Yes, we look like Reservoir Dogs. But with the sunglasses, we kind of differentiate us, and we are just people all across the table say, "Okay, but you're Men in Black." Yes, we are, because of the shades would give away. So of course, we have to have the LTD shot along with the Battery Park with the Men in Black headquarters. And it exists today. You want to take a photo with the Men in Black headquarters? It is right there. It exists, and we still take a picture.
The security guard let you through?
No, it does. They don't. But it's good. They don't see how it's locked. I think that people are aware that once they know the franchise, they love to go inside. But for right now, for what it is, it's good as a sightseeing. And I recommend if anybody takes a look at the One Battery Park place, take a look at that. That's history right there.
Yeah, sometimes it's locked. Like one of the times, like the fence was open, but that day was.
That's the Empire outside Empire Diner. We're sorry we don't have a good shot of the diner, but it exists.
Question.
Yes.
Isn't neuralizer light supposed to be a certain color? I think I've seen blue, orange, and red so far.
Want to talk about neuralizer?
Yeah, the different pictures.
For neuralizer, there is only a red and a blue one. That's correct, but not so much as the colors of the rainbow. Not orange, but there's blue and
Are
there's
they
red.
made from like different movies? Like, is there like a specific reason they come in those colors?
No, in the movie, there's mostly blue, light blue, and red. Those are the 3 main colors. As you saw from the Men in Black 1, it's red, as you saw, and then transitions to Men in Black 2, it is blue, and then Men in Black 3, you see with Josh Brolin, he has a red one with the Battery Park. But it's been like a blue and red in the trine. Yes,
I
question.
just want to say to that point, because I got like a toy one from like Universal when I was
Okay.
younger. So if
He
the
has one too.
battery starts dying, sometimes it can appear dull, but
Yeah.
it's still red.
And that's perfectly fine. And we'd like for you to join us if you have a neuralizer and want to cosplay with us and do events with us. Yes, we welcome anyone to join with us with the Blacks to do gatherings. Okay, so let's talk about Agent J's props. Let's talk about a little bit more about your props, your process.
Okay, speaking. I'll explain. Basically, say, like I said, sometimes I can make it for the movie franchise or for the anime series, or I can make some of my own. And what I did was be a lot more creative. Just like so, I go to somebody calls some little, somebody calls some live. Just like I want this. I bought this last year. This is Top Blast I created, and what it does was I just shoot this down there, and it's kind of cool. So what I did was I created and started a little bit of silver spray or black creative, just be more creative, just like art, being an artist or anything like that, and not only that, because late 2000s, back in I think 2006, which pictures will show you right now. You can also build the MIB box by heavy arterial, in other words, hardware, just like I see it out thanks to these guys right here, because because these guys right here, they know how to build process. They want to share it online, and you can build so you know, as you see, you can use fiber or postal advisor on heavier hardware. Either you don't have to be creative, you just improvise it, and just make it good for you. Just like this pop as an example. Yeah, this postal advisor I just as a base system.
Tell the audience how long it took you to build this thing.
For this thing, after I put on the internet, this will be at least 2 weeks. That was at least an extra day for the painting, putting it in front of the guy.
Yeah,
yes, I did both of them. These how long it took me for both of them is 2 weeks and 5 days. If I said to do some movements, I just just to pump it.
How does that grip even help? Work out the holes of some.
It takes a lot of training, so.
I know, but like stretching out.
Yeah, oh no, I improvise with you can see the back of the gun right here. I'm just right here. It's one of the brass type of stuff. I can do that with PVC glass and deal with. So I came up. I'm gonna show you right now. I came up with this right here. As you see it. And it was like you want to carry. It's like one in each finger. I should hold it like that. So, and that's why I got more positive. But when I finished building these two bars, I went to the Halloween parade. Everybody started to love it. Everybody started to interview us for these bars, and it's like everything's cool. It's like I'm gonna continue making more bars, not making the original ones.
Now, if you want to look for you make your own, Men in Black tri-barrel blaster and also the
postal blaster.
Postal blaster, you can find this on Google search, but in Men in Black Halloween costume by Honus and Craft. So you can find more information about the processes you can see from PDF, the steps how to make one yourself. You can make it lighter or heavier and crazy like that one.
Yeah. And the tools I need to put together for these guys is like, I need wood screws, I use a screwdriver, I use the electric jigsaw, but I had more time, so I think I needed that. I need electric sandpaper, and also use the hammer just to improvise just a little bit. And even the bundle, because the bundle can hold it like glue. Let's see this triangle. These are bundle.
So as you can see, we have handmade props, but there's other people like me who is a little crazy on the budget, but want to go a little further, and you get something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the sidearm. Okay, this is the K, this is the J2 sidearm. Now to activate this sidearm, I'm going to upon this. Okay. You turn this on. This is a demonstration purposes. This is not an active firearm, but to turn this on for any kind of Men in Black agent, you turn the switch activation, you turn the knob, and you get the blaster activated. And you have the laser sight over here. I will not fire it right now because things get haywire, but you just have to turn it off like so to safety, and then you turn it off like so.
If you guys want to know that you ask for no security, I think you're gonna ask that, but if you guys want to know, I do have no security, but this is like sorry about that. This is like a no security I usually buy it from Toys R Us, but because Universal, which I think that I use this no security right here. It's shape and also lights up and everything's cool. And when I create, I said I'm gonna do something good. And when I see the anime series on season 2, season 3, when Jay will pull out the disperser that looks like it sounds, so it's like let me do create a little board. So let me just use this one to create it, and I'll do the hardware one more time, and because it also comes with this. This is called the disperser, and all you gotta do is just attach it like this. That's pretty the trigger. As you see the light, looks like I can use that as the MIB advantage.
So, as you saw the props and everything else, it doesn't really matter about the budget. The whole point of having it is to have people come together, enjoy the franchise together as one. It doesn't really matter like if I have these kind of crazy looking props but him having the creative side to create these props, we all come together as a mutual Men in Black enthusiasts who love the franchise and create these wonderful props that we have here at this table, as well as people who like to do accurate stuff. We have different people doing different things, and we still, yes?
A holster is part of the uniform, because I know sometimes they.
That's correct. Holsters would be, I don't have it with me, but I do have, the holsters would be over here at the side, but always concealed. You don't put holsters, remember, you're out in the public, you don't want to be seen like you carry a weapon or a prop. Basically, you would have it stuffed inside. So basically, you want to make yourself have a nice concealable holster. Yeah.
Or you can use a noisy cricket.
Or noisy cricket in this way, just put in the pocket right
yes,
here.
In the pocket, as I'll show you right now. Okay. Just in case.
Any questions? Senator?
One minute.
So, any more questions?
Any more questions you'd like to ask about the props or anything?
All right. Well, thank you for this. Thank you for visiting us and enjoying this presentation. I hope you learned something. And as always, with the Men in Black, we like to present a complimentary exam.
So actually signed up with joining the Brookcon. So this is Agent J.
This is Agent PK.
And
Agent S.
for the MIB District 1A, sign off. Keep on believing.
Thank you for joining us.
Once the panel started.
Thank you.
You can move, guys.